Our family has experienced racism and biases from civilians and law enforcement alike, even in our own backyard. I didn't want to come to you today as a historian with facts and comparisons, but instead speak before you as a mother and a wife. A mother of biracial children and a wife to a minority. You see, racism isn't just a big city issue, nor is it solely a small town issue. Racism is a nationwide issue. How we choose to deal with the instances of racism, whether it be here or when you get stopped or in the public education system, how we choose to deal with those instances in this community will dictate what our future holds. By uniting as a community, regardless of what color our skin, we can face racism together. So we do not see the issues here that are plaguing other communities. But in order to do that, we must be willing to listen. And not listen to respond, but listen to learn. We have to teach our next generation, not just in school, but at home, our nation's history, even if it isn't pretty. And then we have to learn to be empathetic. It is no longer acceptable to teach your children not to see color. It is not enough to teach a world to be colorblind in a world full of colors. But you can teach that world to be accepting of those colors that they see.
Yes, Lord! Yes, Lord!
It's been nearly 60 years since the Freedom Riders hopped on a bus out of D.C. And they met a horrendous fate in Alabama and then Mississippi. And while we have now better than we were then, we are not completely there yet. But as I speak here today before you, I hope my words do not fall on deaf ears. I hope as a mother and as a wife and as a resident of this community that we can rise up as a strong community, a community that my husband grew up in and then chose to come back to raise his children. I hope that as an educator and a historian, I am able to enlighten and empower our next generation to learn from the mistakes of our past.
Yes, Lord.
And then grow from the current issues that we are presented with today. As a member of this community, I pray that we are able to rise above what is happening here and in other towns and cities across the country. And I want to say this. The Black Lives Matter movement is an important movement in every town. Does not matter if it's large or small, because our fellow neighbors, they feel as if they don't matter. Let us not lose sight of their original message. It is not that they matter more than others. It's just that they shouldn't matter less.
Amen.
Thank y'all.
That's a good one, man.